Hi, my name is Baldur and let's start with Dark Envoy. This is a non-linear RPG with free world exploration and emphasis on tactical combat layered with lore and strategy. Here you will explore the world using Skyship, your base of operations, and watch how the world changes based on your decisions and actions. In Dark Envoy's world, locations will randomly respawn, becoming progressively more challenging to travel for you and your party, so you have to think hard before you choose your traveling direction. I know, it can hurt a bit, because thinking is not what you practice on a daily basis, but don't be scared. Once you try it, you can't stop anymore. In this list, I try to avoid games with bad graphics. You know, all that low details or low poly stuff, because nowadays it seems that every single person who can code decided to make their own RPG game. And they don't realize that coding isn't enough. You need a real artist for your graphics and a real writer for your story. You know, you wouldn't let a penis doctor to do all the plumbing in your house, or for a chef to perform a brain surgery for your cat, despite the fact that he watched a lot of YouTube videos on how to do this. You know that he wants to make a chaburek out of your pet anyway, so it's not the case with the Dark Envoy. The game really shines in the field of graphics. It looks beautiful, and that is because developers try to do their best. 4K graphics and zillions of visual special effects awaits you here. If this game was a movie, it would be filmed entirely on green screen. George Lucas would be proud, and Michael Bay as well. Let's hope that writing will be even better. Wartales. It has been 100 years since the world saw the fall of once great Edoran Empire at the hands of an unprecedented plague that swept the nation. That suspiciously sounds like the real world nowadays. So prepare to lead a group of characters in a huge open world where combat, death, and thirst for riches will shape and define your day-to-day life. You are not special, the chosen one, or a once-in-a-millennia hero ushering in a new era of peace. Nah, your goal is solely to survive and thrive in this harsh and hostile land. Again, just like the real world. You can recruit from the vast array of new companions with numerous unique specializations, skill sets, and weapon preferences, resulting in a plethora of possible builds. And then you will be able to journey through the vast lands of Wartales, explore lively villages, vestiges of a forgotten time, abandoned mines, deserted camps, and other places that litter this gigantic continent. Here you will accept contracts that will see you defend, liberate, and save the many inhabitants of the land for money. Also, you will be able to collect bounties from the most insignificant petty thieves to the land's most notorious figures. There is no such thing as profit too small to take. You know, that expensive vodka wouldn't buy itself. Broken Roads. This is a narrative-driven RPG that brings exploration, strategic turn-based combat, and meaningful philosophical choices. This time, it's post-apocalyptic Australia with authentic Australian locations and environments. I know that many of you don't even believe that Australia actually exists, so it will be like a fantasy game for you anyway.
It's real. I lived in Australia until I was 10.
Ah, okay dude, thanks for ruining everything. So to be honest, Broken Roads is more like a classic Fallout than Baldur's Gate, but it would be a shame if I threw this game out of the list just because it has no dragons, Elvis, or penis people. I just said Elvis. Elves, I meant elves. So in Broken Roads you can control up to 6 party members and enjoy hand-drawn artwork, though to me it looks a bit too cartoonish. I like more realistic, dark environments, but hey, it's just me. I also say Elvis instead of elves, so... Despite that, the game looks nice, and it uses a unique morality system, which is based on 4 areas of moral philosophy. This reminds me of Disco Elysium a bit, but don't get your hopes that high up, although you never know, because here you will find 360-degree chart of possible options. You will be able to choose from those within a certain range of your character's core alignment, meaning that you can't do brave things if you are a coward, and you probably will not lie if you are a truthful man. I wish that creators of Game of Thrones had something like that before letting Daenerys Targaryen suddenly scourge down the city. Yeah, I still can't forget about that. Project Witchstone. This game was announced a long time ago, so some of you probably started to worry about its future, but I have good news. In a blog entry, developers wrote,
Witchstone's development is funded. We have the time and backing we need to fully finally finish the game.
And they are really taking their time. This blog entry was released half a year ago, and the last gameplay was shown about 2 years ago. This is a bit worrying, but let's hope that everything is alright. And the game itself, as developers say, is based in a living and reactive world. You will be offered options to roleplay your characters and influence the environment, capturing the fun and freedom of a pen and paper RPG campaign. According to creators, here you can manipulate and shape the world as you see fit, pitting NPCs against each other, incriminating whole factions, and aligning powerful allies to your cause. The game offers you freedom to live the adventure you want. There is no overarching predefined story. Your decisions will craft a world in which you will experience unique gameplay. Well, that actually sounds like a game consisting entirely of a side quests, or like a sandbox game. You know, it might be cool to have your party and just live in the world, do quests without having to worry about the main story, but imagine if Witcher 3 had only side quests. They are cool. Actually, most of them are amazing, but how many of you still played Witcher 3 after you finished the main story? I don't know, maybe you did, but the feeling wasn't the same anymore, that's for sure. So creating a game without, as developers of Witchstone say, an overarching predefined story may be risky business after all. The Iron Oath. Another project that, as it seems, is in the making for years. And although the last update in developer's YouTube channel was more than 8 months ago, they are active on Twitter, posting constant updates, so the game's development is alive and kicking. Not like your love life. I know that this is a participant from a pixel art camp, but in my opinion the game is interesting and complex enough to land on this epic list. The decisions you'll face here will often carry weight and can have a minor or major influence on your characters and the world that surrounds them. That is exactly what we need from games like that, to feel important, like that guy who recently disliked my 5-year-old video and wrote a page-long comment about why he did that. I didn't read that, buddy. I'm sorry. We all want to be important sometimes, and games like that gives us the power to feel that way, to really influence the world,
to shape it in our image.
It doesn't matter that the world is fake, it's real to us. Also, to be honest, our real world is probably fake as well. Statistically, there is almost no chance at all that our world is the real one and not the simulation. So in the Iron Oath, as the years come by, the world changes dynamically, enabling new storylines and missions, which results in a unique experience for every playthrough. But it's a dangerous world. Deadly foes, traps, and destructible objects means that one misstep could lead your party to a certain death. That reminds me somehow of the process of potato salad making. If you want to become a real potato salad man, you must avoid low-quality doctor's sausage, be really careful with your salt, and then the mayonnaise, the most dangerous substance of them all. One misstep and your salad is horrifyingly dry or dangerously soggy. Shadow of the Roads. Well, let me start by saying that this is not a thing. Road can't cast a shadow, unless it's a bridge. But putting the logic aside, I must tell you that this game catched my attention like no other on this list. Here you will be thrown into a really original world. Just listen to that. A medieval Japan filled with creepy demons and deadly steampunk technology. Sounds awesome. Sadly, this is where the originality ends. Look at this scorpion robot. Nice, huh? And then take a look at this scorpion robot from Wasteland 3.
What a coincidence.
Yeah, that stings for sure. And you know what? I wasn't lazy and I checked if scorpions even live in Japan, and they do. So, bullet well dodged, Mr. Developer, I give you that. So here your enemies are samurai warriors, bizarre yokai from Nenokuni realm, and relentless steampunk mercenaries from the Eastern Nippon Company, a British trade conglomerate with dubious intentions. Your decisions will directly shape the outcome of the story. Stay true to your principles or choose the path of betrayal, haunt, or be haunted. Dispel the encroaching shadows by sword, gun, or spellcraft, or let them consume you. The choice is yours. You will control an entire team of characters with a variety of backgrounds and skills, each with their own motivations, desires, and fears. You know, probably of those scorpions from Third Wasteland. In combat and on the road, your every choice will push your characters onto different paths. Your decisions will determine who will they become, and whether they will build new bonds, abandon lifelong friendships, or rebuild family ties. The game, as you can see, is not just turn-based combat, it has a world you can explore, and the real-time stealth system is implemented. And now there are a few more games you might be interested in, honorable mentions of some sort. The Way of Wrath. Looks like a nice game with potential. I have played the alpha version about a year ago, and it was really unfinished back then. I'm definitely not a fan of low poly graphics, but if you are, feel free to put it into your Steam's wishlist, this might be a real gem after all. Scarlet Republics. This game originally was part of the main list, but I couldn't find that you can do anything else here besides tactical turn-based fighting, so it's kinda shallow if you compare it with other games in this list, but definitely looks good enough to keep an eye on. Journey of the Crown. An indie game, and you can feel that straight away from the graphics that were kinda decent in the year of 2001. I'm a bit afraid that this can be that classic case of a coder who one day decided that he's a designer, writer, and a penis doctor as well. Time will tell, although this one looks not as bad as hundreds of other similar indie games I had to shuffle through while making this list. So that's why it's here, it may be a good game after all. Thank you for watching, consider subscribing for more videos like that, and now have a nice day and I'll see you next time, bye! Oh, and don't forget to press like.